doing everything for them to connect with nature. And who are parents here? Parents. Do you like it when your children are connected to nature? Do you like it when they walk on the grass, when they see leaves, flowers? This is an intelligence. And this is important for mental health, for wellness. What are they eating? They question. So let us invest in that. Let us change our education. Madam Future President, please, now, let us advocate for that. Our wealth is here, but we are ignoring it. Let us put that in our education system, and this is why I'm here. I believe that our education system needs to be revised to include those practices from early age. So let us think about that. Thank you. Next we have climate smart farming with IoT and AI/ML. I'm just briefing you. I'm just giving you examples of technologies that are existing, but sometimes we don't give a thought, we don't give time to understand, to see, hey, I can buy this. This would make my life so much easier. I could get such and such benefits. But we don't give time because we focus on what's in front of us. We focus on what has been given to us. It takes energy, it takes effort to go outside of that. And I'm inviting you to build communities, to build groups where such knowledge are explored, where such knowledge are shared, because these are useful, and these would make our life so much better. So we have IoT sensors for soil and crop monitoring. The benefit would be precise resource management instead of irrigating and losing water. I'm just giving an example. So you have precise resource management. You have AI/ML algorithms where you can make predictive analytics. They will do everything and just give you a report that you will read. So all these are possible. Improved then decision making. I like to think that, though it is, for now it is very expensive, but drones would be, for large-scale farmers, very interesting. Drones where you can irrigate or use if you have to bring very quickly pesticides or other things. There are several models of drones now that are available to be used in our farms. And of course, smart irrigation, water management to reduce water usage. So systems integration for sustainable solution. Our holistic approach, we say that through our courses and train the trainer capacity building programs that we have created, you will learn to integrate various technologies for comprehensive solutions, combine IoT networking, applied AI, ML, and data analytics for maximum impact. You will work on interdisciplinary projects, so depending on the age, on the abilities of the student, like I said, from 8 years old, they are very able to understand and start building the sensors, but then as they are used to the sensors, as they understand, they will then be integrated. For example, we have students in Australia who can see what students in New York have been doing in their garden. How beautiful is that? Yeah, I want children in Kenya to see what is happening in Egypt, in such farms. How apiculture is different there. Why? So all these happen in our platform. And Madam Future President, if you allow me, if our rural schools are not able to fund such projects, I invite CEOs, those companies who are able to do projects for communities, to please work with us. We have methods. We will be able to provide you a participation where you will see your investments and how such communities are involving, how schools, rural schools in Kenya, for example, are progressing. This is my dream. I hope that it is your dream too. So I think I will end a bit here. I prepared other things to talk about women empowerment, because I also work on women empowerment projects, but I have only one message for you ladies. Your source of income will determine your standard of living. So please invest, make the best of it, use your intelligence and see how you can build the best life for you. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Kosa, for that very comprehensive
Thank you.
Especially on emerging technologies. I think we're in an era where we are now fully adopting AI, Internet of Things, and it's really insightful when you get to see how we can even adopt it in agriculture. So thank you very much.
Thank you, pleasure.
To request that you stay on stage just for 2 minutes to allow my audience to ask you any questions that they may have.
Yes. Yes.
Wonderful. I'll start here.
I'm in the agricultural sector, in export specifically.
I can't see you. Can you raise your hand?
Oh, I'm here.
Oh, yes. Yes.
Yes. I'm in agricultural sector, export, and we work very closely with farmers.
Yes.
Different regions, yeah?
Yes.
I'm trying to see how this can benefit my farmers.
Yes.
And my question is, how can we explain this for a farmer to understand, considering that some of them have advanced education-wise,
yes,
others have not.
Yes.
Some of them have smartphones, others do not.
I would have said just that would have been part of my answer.
Yes.
Yes.
How can we work with them?
Yes.
Because I mean, this is a very good initiative,
yes,
and I feel it will really benefit our farmers.
Yes. So my reasoning is the moment I see a farmer with a smartphone, he's in. Because if he's able to use that, it will be easy for him to integrate that. So our method would be first to create those groups. For example, what you say, you know, a group of farmers. The first thing is to come together. You come together for a purpose. What is the purpose? To make things better. Because there are many struggles. Then you list the struggles. And how can they counteract such struggles? So, I mean, it is a planning. We can help you in that. For example, we are working in groups on the coastal area around Mombasa, again. So a group is formed. They gave it a name because they have challenges. They have made losses in the past, or they feel they are not strong enough alone but need to be part of a group. And this is how big things happen when we come together. So when we come together, then we are able to move and understand better. And maybe things they have not seen, now that it will be an eye-opener. So these will be the strategies, how we are going to bring them in. And who would not want their yield to be increased by 20%? Or have just a few beehives and bringing them sources of income. Now, not only honey, but we have things like royal jelly, like bee venom. Have you heard of that? And you can reach the cosmetics industry. You can reach pharmaceutical industry. So many things that are left unexplored, and the land is there. The women are there, waiting, not knowing what to do. This is a huge workforce that is untapped, sadly. Now, people like us will be able to make such changes by gathering them, making them start with businesses like apiculture, where you need low maintenance. You don't need skills as such. Then you understand slowly how you can make it better, how you can improve the process, how you can then increase the standards. Then comes marketing. Again, if you are a group of farmers doing apiculture, you'll produce tons, I like to think. And this gives you power. This gives you credibility, brand recognition, like, hey, they are doing that. It's not anybody, it's a group of people, and you can go, you will see, they know, they talk. So this is, in my opinion, how things can move.
Great, so our farmers need smartphones.
Thank you very much. I want to stand in front so that everybody can see the future president. Because I'm sure everyone is wondering, who is this future president who is known by international Malaysia? My name is Dr. Juliet Kimemia from the Kenya National Chamber of Commerce and Industry. I am the Assistant National Director for Women in Business. So I'm here representing my director. She's called Zainab Mohammed. By training, I am a university lecturer. I have a PhD in entrepreneurship. And the discussions that have happened today have just been just amazing, especially what was presented by my fellow dons. A lot of time we are said to be boring, but I think today tumejaribu, sindio? My lecturers tumejaribu, and I really want to appreciate what I have gathered this afternoon, although it was a bit disrupted, but I will not leave the way I came in. So what has come out of you, what I would like to just support and amplify is what is happening in our country. Because in every county right now, there's a program that is being implemented by World Bank. It's called the National Agricultural Value Chain Development Program. I don't know how many of us know it. Have we interacted? How many of us have interacted with? It's called NAFCDP. It's a big money, and apiculture is one of the value chains that has been mapped in I think 30% of the counties. But what I have seen today, I think is it a springboard where probably what you're doing, if we can coin with what, because the Chamber of Commerce is also supporting implementation of the value chain program, and looking at post-harvest, value addition, and market access. So what you're doing, what we are doing, there is a huge missing link, because I think different initiatives are existing in isolation. So from this convening, probably then we can do a post-mortem to see how do we then refine and synergize, so that the producers, where they are able to adapt technologies.
Yes.
I have also liked the AI and even the narrations.
Thank you.
This is something then that just requires a little thinking into it.
Yes, and effort.
Practical.
Yes.
And just refine it to,
yes,
to
and
access money.
Many women are even scared of technology. My friend, many women are, we know them.
Yeah, we
they are
even
scared
been very
of what's in the laptop.
technology
but with the
advanced.
effort, yes.
Yes. So it is amazing, and a woman or a farmer doesn't have to have a smartphone. At least there's the technology of is it called SSD code, that is being used for mobilization and information sharing. So we just need to let this out there in the groups.
We do.
Thank you.
We do. And I would love to connect people who are like you, who are able to form such groups. And step by step, we should see how we can advance, surely. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much, Kaswar. I think I will allow you now to take your seat and encourage my audience to engage you during dinner. Thank you so much. Wonderful. So you normally find in most cases when businesses are setting up in Kenya, they normally encounter barriers, most of them being tax barriers. So today we have Caroline Gitegi, who shall demystify for us when it comes to taxes that favor investors. What are some of the areas that they can look at? Caroline is a team lead at Kenya Revenue Authority. She specializes in civic education and tax outreach. She is an expert in governance and anti-corruption and illicit financial flows. She is also a strong advocate for integrity and ethical leadership. So she's here with me. So a round of applause, even though she's already come on stage.
Hi, how are you? My name is Caroline Gitegi, as she has said. I won't go in depth into taxes. I know taxes are a lot of questions, but I'm a part-time lecturer at our school, Kenya School of Revenue Administration. My work is to train officers on matters governance and ethics. Are you aware that whenever time we employ officers to work for KRA, we must train them to be we must train them on ethics and integrity. That's a fully fledged course that we have at our school, and that's part of my work. So for the last 8 years, I've been championing for ethics and integrity in KRA. Then I was moved now to tax education. So my work is to coordinate civic education and taxpayers outreach program, the whole country. I'm an assistant manager. And what we do on tax education, we have categories of personas that we deal with, because we realize that there's a lot of what we call tax literacy gaps. And we have a program focusing on youth, women, PWDs, and also MSMEs. And I want to request women who have businesses, youth who have businesses, or probably if you want to understand probably about tax education basics, just reach out to us. I'll give you the contact so that we can come to you. Actually, these days, as KRA, our work is to come to where the taxpayers are, or probably where the youths are, so that we get to train you. And our services are free of charge. So beside the targeted outreach, we do also hybrid. We have a hybrid program whereby we train both online, virtual, and also physical. We have what we call KRA TV, and every Thursday, we've dedicated every Thursday to offer what we call Tax Thursdays. So through KRA TV, we're able to just teach about various types of tax so that you get to understand. And also we develop curriculum. We have a curriculum development partnership with KICD. We want to ensure that the CBC, the new books that we have right now with regard to CBE, we have taxation as a component. So we are partnering with KICD just to develop taxation modules so that our children may get to understand what tax is when they're still young. Also, we have tax clubs in various institutions, and we work closely with various schools just to create awareness about taxation. And also Akili TV. I don't know that you've heard about Akili TV. We have programs for tax. Have you seen some programs, infographics for tax? Just for children to appreciate about tax. And our role also is to do what we call tax simplification. We are trying to simplify tax because there are complaints that tax is quite complex. So we have a fully fledged team that does tax simplification. We also have community engagements. We have a mobile tax unit bus. We normally move around just to create awareness about tax. Who has seen our MTU bus, mobile tax unit bus? We go to the market. We normally go to Mashinani just to create awareness about tax. Also, we normally have community radio engagements. At times, we find ourselves in Ghetto Radio or Mini FM. Just those community radios so that people get to understand about taxation in a simplified manner. We also do what we call diaspora engagements, and we look forward towards working with AMEC so that we can foster collaborations for future engagements. So if you want to reach out to us, please you write to our Commissioner General, Humphrey Watanga, and then your attention to civic education and tax outreach. Our address is 48 to 40. Our email is cg, capital small c and g, cg @kra.go.ke. Whenever time you write to us and your attention to civic education, we'll definitely get subject matter experts to come to where you are so that we can support you. So I was just informing the lady from Women in Business and also our youths who met during tea break that we are very flexible and we really want to empower each one of us about taxation. Thank you very much, and I wish you well.
Thank you so much, Carol. There's something called tax evasion and tax avoidance. Which one is legal? Zote. Someone is saying all. No, one is legal, the other one is illegal. Which one is legal? Avoidance is legal. And what does it say? You arrange your finances in a way that you can reduce your tax liabilities. And I know it's normally a pain point when it comes to businesses. You see how much turnover you've made. And when it comes to the bottom line, the amount of tax that you have to pay. So it's always important to have that friend who will support you in arranging your finances in a way that you can reduce those liabilities. So that was Carol, and please feel free to engage her further. So I also want to invite one of our innovators. Her name is Esther Modhaka. She works for Absa Bank Kenya. As an IT system specialist, she's also the founder of Handmade Soko. And if you'd like to know more, you can go to her website on handmadesoko.co.ke. Very passionate about using digital platforms to connect artisans to markets and drive inclusive economic growth. Let's welcome Esther Waithaka on stage. Karibu sana. And as she comes, just to notify you that the PS for Innovation and Research has arrived, and he will be our key guest during dinner. So kindly, please, hold patient as you are. We have an exciting session coming up. Thank you.
Thank you very much, and good evening. Yes, I know it's been a long day, so I'll not take so much of your time. As you have heard, I've been in financial technology for almost 20 years now, and mostly focused on financial technology or across sectors, across geographical locations. But I recently moved into MSME, supporting the artisans across all sectors of the art and craft sectors, all those who are working with candle making, sewing. We have porters, we have all those people. And I can tell you that after 20 years in IT, I came into the market with the artisans, very sure that I know what their problem is, and I have a code to fix it. But I was very shocked when I got into the market, because I realized that their problems don't always involve technology. So it's been quite a great learning experience for me. And one of the things that I've taken away from it is that it is our duty, especially those of us that are in the emerging market, to really reimagine the future that we want. But the basis of our reimagining has to be, we have to look at the problems that we have locally. And then we have to come up with local solutions to those problems. Sometimes those problems don't require an app to fix. And I'll give you an example of a very low-tech innovation that changed the world, really. And that innovation is called the mosquito net. I want to challenge the young people, the students, that as you enter into innovation, you'll find that sometimes you'll come up with a product on your laptop, and then the moment you get to the market, you realize that you missed something, one or two things. So you have to pivot. So I'm here to just challenge you to really look at the local problems that we have. One of the major advantages that you have is that we have people like Afrobarometer that are giving you localized data. So you have a big advantage as you innovate now vis-a-vis how we innovated 20 years ago when we came in. We didn't have data. We had to do a lot of experimentation and guesstimating, but you have a lot of data, and I can confirm that if your research is data-led, you'll be able to bring your products to market much quicker, and you most likely will get it right on the first time. So one of the things that I'm learning in the MSME space, because artisans live in the MSME space, we call it the MSME sector. They only employ maybe 1 to 10 people in their organizations, very small. But I don't like calling it a sector because these people actually form 90% of the businesses in Africa. So they really are not a sector. They're not a side sector. They are the economy. And a lot of times we find that these MSMEs are excluded from innovation, excluded from access, because a lot of market players consider them to be high risk. But they are not high risk, and therefore they are excluded. They are excluded. They work in isolation. So one of the things that my platform does, Handmade Soko, is to try to bring together those artisans and the MSMEs so that they can be networked instead of being isolated. Because that isolation is what makes the market look at them as high risk. Consider a tailor, for example. They have 1 or 2 employees, and they have seasonal orders. So they are probably getting a few orders from a school, making school uniforms or uniforms for a factory or something. And then those come in seasonally, and then once in a while, they do a wedding event. They also maybe do household retail products. Now, when you look at that tailor, if you're a financing organization, for example, you'll call them high risk. Their success is inconsistent and cannot be replicated. But what we have is, as a platform, we bring the tailors together. And we look at their supply chains. Because what you don't see when you look at this tailor in isolation is part of a supply chain. They are getting their fabrics probably from an importer of fabric. They are connected to the education industry. They are connected to a retail market. Now what happens if I bring 10 tailors together and I help them specialize? Say one of them will work on cutting, the other one will do on pattern production, another one will do on finishing. I connect them to somebody who makes buttons or imports buttons. What happens? We now have a big supply chain of people that we can now look at as a market, as financiers, and you can say this is a whole supply chain. Their production is consistent, it can be measured, and it can be financed. That is what our platform tries to do. We've been working with potters as well. Potters have a big challenge because of the amount of energy required to turn clay into ceramics. Their products have to go into a kiln, fired at 1,300 degrees for 10 hours. One kiln is completely out of reach to a single artisan. So what do? We bring them together, we get them to share a kiln. That way they can do their production for a whole month and then share that electricity bill. What does that do? It gives them consistency, and also it helps us to measure their progress. So that is some of the things that we've been doing, and it's been quite a game changer. Now, I'll talk to the young people again. I'm very passionate about, and I'm so impressed by all the presenters who came here and showed us their innovation. One of the things that I saw is that there is inclusivity already, because that's a big problem we've had in innovation in the past. We have not been very inclusive in terms of language. We have not been very inclusive in terms of taking care of our PWDs. So I'm very impressed to find that our young people are actually putting those things into consideration. So I urge you to look at what we have as Africans. Now we have Pan-African data. So your product that you develop should be translated to several languages, because we have so many people within our country, even within our own country, who can only access technology in a language that they understand. The other thing I would like to remind the young people is something that you don't hear often spoken about when we